that we've got your attention. Let the game begin. Game cartridges assembling. Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. Uh-oh. Ah, that's just great. Megabytes, terabytes, downbytes, gigabytes. First game up, distraction news.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Dora Smarmy, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news and then ask you 5 questions about what we've just reported. So make sure you're not distracted. Now, for our top story today, how bees make honey. The female worker bee flies from the hive to a flower. When she arrives, she climbs in, and using her hollow straw-like tongue, she drinks nectar, a sweet, sugary juice in the flower. The nectar enters the bee's crop, or honey stomach, a sac separate from her real stomach, where she mixes it with important proteins, called enzymes, which keep the nectar fresh. When she is fully loaded with nectar, she returns to the hive where she pours out, or regurgitates, the enzyme-rich nectar into a small waxed cell. We call these wax cells the honeycomb. Because the hives are warm, a constant 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the water heats up in the nectar and evaporates. What we're left with is sweet honey. Ah! Hey, buzz off! Okay, now let's see how well you were able to remember the facts. And be sure to count how many you got right. Where does the worker bee get the nectar? From a flower, the fridge, or rotten fruit? The answer is a flower. How does the bee drink the nectar? She savors it slowly, through her hollow straw-like tongue, or through her stinger. The answer is through her hollow straw-like tongue. In the honey stomach, the nectar is mixed with proteins called bee juice, honey mix, or enzymes. The answer is enzymes. When the bee is full, she regurgitates it where? On her shoes, the flower, or the cells of the honeycomb? The correct answer is the cells of the honeycomb. And finally, what evaporates, leaving just the honey behind? Beeswax, pollen, or water? The answer is water. So, how did you do? Honey was a pretty sticky topic, eh? Okay, so I'm a cardboard anchor and not a cardboard comedian, so sue me. Well, that's all the time we have for today. But remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Hey there! Next game coming up! Game cartridge loading. Check. Ugh, revolting slob!
You know, we can learn a thing or two, even from the most peculiar people. Observe. Hello, revolting slob.
Huh?
My, the revolting slob is wearing pajamas in the middle of the day. Shouldn't you be getting dressed?
Must sleep.
Well, if you aren't too tired, I'd like to teach the viewers a few new words.
Bah.
Goodness. Apparently, the revolting slob wants to sleep all day. So, viewers, is he A, fatigued, B, fanatical, or C, fastidious? The correct answer is A, fatigued, which means very, very tired. Okay, time to wake up, revolting slob.
The itsy-bitsy spider went up the water spout.
Oh, I believe the revolting slob is talking in his sleep. Let's listen in, shall we?
Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
Listen to that accent. Is the revolting slob sounding A, arrogant, B, articulate, or C, asymmetrical?
Up came the sun and dried.
The correct answer is B, articulate, which means to speak clearly.
What happened? What?
Excuse me, revolting slob, but when did you start being so articulate?
I don't know.
What are you talking about? Don't you remember what you were just saying?
No.
So, apparently the revolting slob doesn't know that he was talking in his sleep.
No.
That's because he has no A, resurrection, B, reconstruction, or C, recollection. The correct answer is C, recollection, which means to remember something, unlike Mr. Forgetful here.
Must sleep.
Shall we review? When the revolting slob is very tired, he is fatigued.
The itsy-bitsy
Speaking
spider
clearly is called
went up
being
the water
articulate.
spout. What happened?
And having zero knowledge about what just happened is showing no recollection. And coming from the revolting slob, not a shocker. Oh, yes. By the way, reconstruction means to put something back together. For example, like the revolting slob in a few moments.
Oh, my.
No slobs were harmed in the filming of this show.
Professor Rocket. Do you know how I got my name? From my dad, boo! And because I can count down, blast off, then play Psycho Math! Okay, now for how Psycho Math works. I'll show you an equation, but instead of numbers, I will show you some pictures. Now listen up. You figure out what numbers the pictures stand for and solve the problem. Are you ready? Then let's do some Psycho Math! Okay, let's start with the number of stripes on the American flag. Then add it to the number of hands on Captain Hook. Then divide it by the number of peas in a pie. You know, like the saying. That reminds me, eat all your vegetables first. Then you get Psycho Math for dessert. Now, you got the answer? You take the 13 stripes of the American flag, add it to the one hand on Captain Hook, the other is a hook, get it? Divided by the 2 peas in a pie, and the answer is 7. You heard me, 7. That number is a slice of heaven. Now, get ready for the next one. The number of signs of the zodiac, plus the number of quarts in a gallon. You with me so far? Then take away the number of sides on an octagon. All right, now, What does it equal? We got 12 signs in the zodiac, plus 4 quarts in a gallon, minus 8 sides of an octagon, giving us 8. You heard me right, I said 8. Some say you're crazy, but I think you're great. Okay, here's the final one. The number of degrees in a circle. Here's a hint. It's a nice round number. Then subtract the number of seconds in a minute, minus the number of dollars you get for passing go in the Monopoly game. You got the answer? Well then, let's go. There are 360 degrees in a circle, minus 60 seconds in a minute, minus $200 equals 100. That's right, 100. Yeah, you are one beautiful number. Okay, I've got to quit, because I'm all out of psycho math. These numbers don't grow on trees, children. Oh, but wouldn't it be a beautiful world if they did? Yes, it would. Until that time comes, Professor Rocket's out.
Hey, folks, this game is Eddie Bowl.
Dally-hoo, kids! How's it going? Your old pal Eddie Bull here at the exciting Walla Walla Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our lunch.
Guess what? Some wacky zoo dweller decided to make dessert out of me again. Now, I can take a joke as well as the next guy, but the next guy ain't rolling around in here being digested. If you guys figure out what animal swallowed me, maybe I can find my way out. Okay, everybody, here's your first clue. Although they live in Florida, they're not retired. Okay, they're the only mammal with a shell. But if you hold it up to your ear, you cannot hear the ocean. Maybe that's because their shell looks more like armor. That's right. Whoa! Whoa! Next clue coming up. They love to burrow into the ground and eat insects. Whew, man, dirt and bugs. Whew, are you getting hungry yet? Okay, one last clue. It defends itself by rolling in a ball of armor. Armor, right. You got it? Of course you do. In Latin, it's Decippus novum cinctus. Whew, that's a big word. But if you want, you can just call him the armadillo. Which means it lives in Florida, is the only mammal with a shell that looks like armor. It burrows into the ground and eats bugs, and it rolls into a ball to defend itself. But me, I like to defend myself the old-fashioned way by calling, help! Help! Uh-oh, looks like I'm out of here again.
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. And we want him for our lunch.
Come on, you buckets of gold. What are you gonna give to me? Get the lead out. It's the last thing I do. Get me out of here, you bumbling bitch. What the? There you are. Oh.
jamming, friends. This here's Captain Bob with a different kind of cool running. I can't get back to my beautiful home in Jamaica cause I'm stuck in this tank. No worries, man. I got me Rasta sub and me dreads swinging to the music. Look at this.
Can you help Captain Bob? He's jamming in his song.
Okay, here's the deal. Now I'm gonna show you 3 things. And you got to tell me what they all got in common. But you got to do it before the water runs out of my tank. Let's go, gang. We got to get jamming.
Use your eyes, use your brain before his crews go down the drain.
Like I said, we got 3 things. We got a football, a congressional bill, and a test. What do they all have in common? Quick, the level be dropping. A football, a congressional bill, and a test. What do they all have in common, man? Do you see it now? They're all things that you pass. You pass the football. The congressmen be trying to pass bills. And if you be working hard, you be passing your test. Now this is fun. Next clue.
Before old Bob hits the bottom, find what these 3 got in common.
What's this now? We got a golf ball, a car, and a nail. Can you figure out what ties them all together? Think hard. The water's already running away. Come on, people. You got a golf ball, a car, and a nail. Hurry! That drain big luggin'. Time's up, man. They're all things that you drive. Tiger Woods be driving the golf ball. You drive your car. And construction workers be driving a lot of nails into the buildings, man. Ain't that cool? Well, that's it for today. Join me in me take next time for another round.
We have Captain Bob. Now he's jamming in his song.
Who's got the next game? Next game coming up. Greetings. Next game on the way. Dirty Pictures.
My name's Verity. I bust bad guys. You want to help? Come on in. We got 4 suspects pinned down. 3 of them are guilty. Listen to their stories and spot the mistakes. The ones that lie did the crime. Today, we're interviewing 4 members of the Baker Street gang. Seems 3 of them were selling fake watches to the tourists yesterday. Remember, only one of these guys is telling the truth. The other 3 are lying. Let's start with Stu Rumplitz, a.k.a. the Peeper.
You're blind, Verity. I was out whale watching yesterday. I saw a whole bunch of mother whales with their babies. The little ones are called pups, by the way.
Are baby whales known as pups? Next up, Jimmy Hudsucker, a.k.a. Jimmy the Geek.
I am utterly irreproachable, Detective Verity. In other words, I'm innocent. Yesterday, I was working on my toothpick scale model replica of Monticello. In other words, Thomas Jefferson's home.
In other words, you're a dweeb. But is Monticello really where Thomas Jefferson lived? Let's turn to Jean-Pierre La Something or other, a.k.a. Frenchie.
This is some of your bad American humor, no? I am innocent of the charge. I was taking a lovely cruise along the Amazon River yesterday. That's the longest river in the world, don't you know?
No, I don't know. Is the Amazon really the longest river in the world? Let's finish up with Hassan Pfeffer Flug. Her name's so ridiculous, she doesn't need a nickname.
You haven't been doing your homework, Verity. I am not guilty. Yesterday, I was studying the 7 wonders of the ancient world in history class. Too bad none of them are still standing.
That's funny. Her name, I mean. But are none of those ancient wonders of the world still around today? Well, just like I figured, each criminal all but confessed. Did you spot the mistakes?
Baby whales are called pups, by the way.
Even the Peeper can see he's going to jail. Baby whales aren't called pups, they're called calves.
The Amazon River. That's the longest river in the world.
Frenchie's joining his friends up the river. The Amazon isn't the longest river in the world. The Nile is.
Did you know that none of the 7 wonders of the ancient world are still standing?
How about the pyramids of Egypt? They're still around. That's more than I can say for Flug, because she's going to jail.
Monticello. In other words, Thomas Jefferson's home.
Count on the brainiac to be right. Monticello really was Thomas Jefferson's home. You know, Jimmy's the kind of guy I could really fall for. In other words, if he tried to kiss me, I'd jump off a cliff.
It's time to play 10 seconds, where you've got to read between the lines and think up the answers before time runs out. So now you know how to play. You're on your own. You got 10 seconds. The answer is leap year. Next one. The answer is sleeping like a lug. What's next? Did you get it? It's ants in your pants. Yo! You got 10 more seconds to get the next one. The answer is quick on the draw. And here's your last chance. Oh my! The answer is running late! Well, that's it for now, so keep your feet on the ground and your head in the clouds until it's once more time to play 10 seconds!
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
We got a football, a congressional bill, and a test. Do you see it now? They're all things that you pass. You pass the football. The congressmen be trying to pass bills. And if you be working hard, you be passing your test.
The armadillo! It lives in Florida. It's the only mammal with a shell that looks like armor. It burrows into the ground and eats bugs. And it rolls into a ball to defend itself. But me, I like to defend myself the old-fashioned way by calling, help!
Let's go. There are 360 degrees in a circle. Minus 60 seconds in a minute. Minus $200 equals 100. That's right, 100.
The female worker bee flies from the hive to a flower. When she arrives, she climbs in and using her hollow straw-like tongue, she drinks nectar, a sweet sugary juice in the flower.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time.